Welcome, traveler. You have entered a realm of adventure. Prepare yourself for tales from beyond the dice.
Welcome back. We play role-playing games like Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition and more. And now this is a more episode because it's Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition and Gamma World, which is a post-apocalyptic sort of add-on or supplement to 5th edition. It was written by a guy who I think got a cease and desist, but it doesn't look like it's been updated since its release. I got it a long time ago, like when 5th edition sort of first came out, and we're playing it on our board game weekend. So a few months ago, a group of our friends got together at a sort of a beach house, and because the weather was kind of crap outside, we didn't go to the beach. We just drank a lot of beverages, and we played board games and RPGs and all that sort of thing. And this was a little adventure that I ran for the guys there, and we recorded it for some fun. So please forgive us for the audio quality. We did stick a Rode mic down in the middle of the room, and we clinked beer bottles and rolled dice and yelled at one another. And anyway, this was the final product, I guess. Now, it is a post-apocalyptic world that takes place in New Ettica. No, not in New Ettica, in the world of New Ettica, just outside of New Ettica, in the Wastelands surrounding the megacity. And it's a bunch of fun, a bunch of robots and revenants, which are like, people that have been brought back from the dead by radiation or scientific means or something like that, like a ghoul from the Fallout franchise. Anyway, it's Damien, Curry, Levi, Aiden, and Andy. Also myself, I run the episode. These are people that you may or may not have heard from before. If you've listened to the setup episode, which is before this one, you will have heard their voices. But anyway, I'm going to shut this trap of mine, this mouth hole, and get onto the action. Y'all, you people here, all work for Mullet Goff. That's his name. He's a businessman.
Is that T-H or F?
Two Fs. G-O-F-F. Mullet Goff. He's a tall human, mutated human. He's got probably about 8 eyes in various places around his head.
Well,
Long black hair, like you might think a goth would. But it's sort of pinned back with different like hairpins, butterfly ones, little race car ones, or like scrunchies and stuff to keep the hair out of all the eyes that are placed around the circumference of his head. He's basically really slender, like really long neck, really long arms, but a very squat body.
does he have a mullet?
No, just very long black hair. I need everyone to roll a d6 for me real quick.
I got 5.
1.
Oh, 5. Okay. Everyone who got 5 or over, 5 or 6, you are old friends of Mullet. The others are new to the company, to the business. Cool. You've been brought in. So, he's a businessman, and his main business around the lands has been basically transporting goods from an outpost or town to another, bringing in goods from one place, and basically kind of like a merchant in a sense, right? Usually in the Waste, because it's pretty dangerous, there are lots of raiders, there are beasts and creatures and all sorts of things that would attack you or attack the caravans on their way, so typically people go and protect them. And that is your job. You've been hired by Mullet Goff to protect a new strain of his business. So, he's setting up shop in Dungus Town. So as you can see on the map down here.
Dungus Town, is that in the Middle East?
Dungus Town. Dungus Town. So, when you first rocked up to Dungus Town, you noticed this huge airstrip and these signs for Dungus Airport, right? On the airstrip, there are all of these market stalls and stuff all along the entire thing, and at the very end, where there's like a few little hangars and stuff like that, that's where the town has been built around. So the market takes place in the run strip, where those little lights pop up at night time and flash
in the middle of the
orange in the middle of the runway.
That's a good idea.
Well, there's not planes yet.
And the rest of the place is made up of shanties, that have been coddled together by old aeroplane parts and buses and trucks and bits of tin and all that sort of stuff that's been collected from the area to build up this small shanty town. So this new business in Bungus Town is to travel
Dungus
to
Town.
C6 City, which is here.
C6 City.
Yes. All that you've been told by locals in the area, because you're all new to this place.
Except for
C6 City is literally a city that has been built upon something which floats on a large lake or small sea.
Is it sick?
It constantly rocks. It's constantly moving and rocking, so a lot of people get sick while they're on there. So the idea is to travel there, where they have a plant which makes water good called the water good plant. They suck it out of the.
How does it grow?
The what?
Plant.
No, I think.
Yeah, is it
I don't know.
or a building?
You might have to. You can ask people in the town when we get there. So the idea of the business is to get from Dungus Town to C6 City,
Yes.
collect water, buy water from them, to then bring back to this area and transport it to the various outposts and towns and stuff and sell it a little bit higher, because it's a premium that those people don't have to travel with their jugs of water or pay other caravans to hopefully bring their water back. This is a guaranteed service by Mullet Goff, Mullet Goff's water service, to collect it, have it purified, brought back so people can have clean water to drink and cook with.
So we're the never fail guy.
Basically,
Okay.
basically.
We're the Cool Ridge.
So, you were all at the new headquarters of Mullet Co. Right? Hasn't quite gotten his branding sorted out in the city yet, but there is a large, like an old fire truck that the back has been cut off, and it's a big flatbed. And then on the flatbed, they have sort of welded large sheets of corrugated tin, and then in the back of that, there are all these chains holding in different size containers in bottles and such.
For containing water.
Yes.
Was he not aware that fire trucks? I mean, did they? I don't think he needed to like tear that thing down again to rebuild it.
You can do this in character. Don't talk to me, DM guy.
It's great though.
Attached to it is a fuel semi trailer with the big fuel thing on it. You might see like 7-Eleven, but it has been cut off completely at the top.
It's like half.
It's been half.
Sure.
So you can just pour stuff straight into it.
So you can pour stuff straight into it. It's completely empty at the moment. You're standing there. Mullet Goff is not here. He will be coming in a few days to see how everything goes. But you two, because you guys are long friends, have been tasked to make sure that this first mission, this first job to get to Seasick Town and back with water is successful before he arrives, because he's setting up shops somewhere else. He's opening a chain. He's thinking this water thing might be a good idea. He's trying to, procure some good vehicles for the thing, because it's quite hard to get working vehicles out here. You need to know a good mechanic to put it together and such.
So I thought we were like so far back in the timeline that it was fantasy.
No.
Where are we at? Just yeah.
Well, there are fire.
If there are fire
trucks.
trucks,
The timeline as like I said in the normal setting of our podcast, it's fantasy, but science fiction fantasy because it's so far in the future. These are the wastelands outside of the big walled mega cities.
So
off in the distance.
we're actually in New Ettica timeline.
Correct.
Okay, sure. My bad.
Yes.
I thought we were playing in the past.
No.
Cool. All right. No worries.
So this is the wasteland.
Yep. Sweet.
There are grey black tar highways with yellow and white striped lines and overpasses and big green signs that point to places that don't exist anymore, and landmarks like the giant banana, which is not a banana anymore. It's just a melted pile of yellow plastic.
I mean, if you want to get some shorts, that's the place to go.
Here it is. So you're all there in this small tin shed, basically, that's been put together. Out the front, there's a small flag that has been spray painted over black and then white spray paint to say mullet coat. You're there around the truck. You two have asked for some, people to come across, and a wagon rocks up, being pulled by a creature that kind of looks like a seal, right? Yeah, like a seal.
The singer.
Yeah, no, not the singer. Right. But completely purple and has insect legs. But it's also huge, probably the size of a rhino. That rocks up with a wagon full of people, and these are the people. Yeah, there's 2 robots and a human stepping off the wagon. You guys approach them because they're the new recruits.
Yeah. So we asked for them
to come over from the main Marco building in a different area.
Yep.
You can decide if you have met them before or know them before, but I would like you guys to maybe just describe what your character looks like. Let's start with Aiden.
Okay. My character's name is Jones. He's the Revenant. He is kind of like a skeletal humanoid, a little bit bigger than a normal human. He's wearing leather pajamas. Why are the pajamas leather? Because they offer more protection. Why are they pajamas? Because they have clouds on them.
Defining feature.
That makes them pajamas. They're like a tracksuit and they have clouds on them. That's pajamas, right?
Yeah.
You sleep in it, yeah?
Yeah.
And he has a big horn in the middle of his forehead, and also he has some sort of like necrotic / energy sort of glow because he is reanimated, I guess.
So he's maybe like his
like a
greenish glow?
Yeah, like almost like he's not on fire, but like almost that, where it's like some sort of like pulsing energy
Constantly coming off him all the time.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Is it bright?
Not insanely.
Okay.
Would it keep me awake at night if we share a room?
You're a robot.
Yeah, okay. That's true.
With pajamas.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool.
And he has a hockey stick which he hits people with.
And Levi.
So up in the fire truck, there is a little rodent who is installing a car radio into it, just playing with wires and things. It's a weasel. It's Barry the Weasel. He's a top bloke. He's got a nice little mohawk. He's got studs all through his ears. As many places as he can get studs, he's got studs. He doesn't have leather. He's just got like a black t-shirt because it's too hot for him to wear leather in the thing. And he's got a few skulls around a choker.
Yep.
And he is a self-identified reanimator.
Okay.
So he raises the dead. That's his job. And he also brings back the water.
And he did...
Oh yeah, and he's got like massive wings, like huge bat
Like a
wings.
bat, like a bat,
massive
bat wings.
black bat wings.
Huge Batman.
Also, in history, Reanimator, he is the person that reanimated Jones. Jones was reanimated by Barry. We're good friends.
Nice!
Yeah. I said that earlier, but sure.
But I don't know, like H.P. Lovecraft?
I'm a successful animator, so
I mean,
not like HP Lovecraft.
I mean,
I'm not a massive racist.
I know, but
whoa,
what about
whoa,
the stories?
mild.
What about the stories?
He's mild.
What's your cat's name?
The Reanimator. Oh, that's okay. That's right.
Great.
All right. Why did you bring him back? Was your friend in the beginning, or did you just? What was the
No,
cause?
because I'm just edgy. That's what I do.
Oh,
Just found a body.
Let's get this guy.
like this guy's got a horn on his
I
head. Let's bring him back.
To be fair, I am carrying a bikini around.
Where is it?
It's just in my backpack.
Oh,
it's,
so it's not like in your hands.
No. It's not like a necklace or anything. But it is. It was my favourite outfit of my late wife, who has not been reanimated.
Oh, I'm gonna find
So
out.
she'll be here
It's
soon.
sad.
She's
Alright.
running
It's
a bit like
Well, look, me and Barry are on a quest to find her one day.
Oh
Barry looking for your.
Yeah, I'm gonna raise her. From
Dead
there.
wife, so he can raise her for me.
So you don't know where her corpse is,
No,
right?
because I died first.
Nice. As soon as you find her.
Curry.
Then
What
we
are
can be a happy
some
family.
like noble ancient names from the ancient world? Is it like Greco-Roman type names?
From ancient times.
Yeah.
Ancient times could be anything.
Okay.
Could be fantasy-based names. Could be the name Trump, the worst king of all history. Trumpicus.
So stepping off the bus is what? You pointing?
Would you like an Asahi, sir?
No, I'm good. Stepping off the bus is a 6 foot tall.
It's corporate sponsorship, actually. Unpaid.
Stepping off the bus is a 6 foot tall man with a chiseled jaw and perfect hair that he has clearly been cultivating as well as he can in this horrific wasteland. He wears a suit as his light armor with a cape as well. He carries a sledgehammer as his weapon, and what's like a heavy ranged weapon would be a shotgun or something.
Yeah.
Okay, and a shotgun. He is Julianus Sylvestus III.
All right. Does this say it on his name badge or
It
something?
does.
Yeah,
It
cool.
does.
Was it a Walmart?
It was.
Okay, Walmart name badge.
The great kingdom of Walmart.
Yes.
Where his ancestors hail from.
All right. Amazing. And now we have the robots. Let's go with Damien's robot.
Well, I'd just like to clarify, there's no robots here. So you see a sort of skeletal frame with a quite a chrome-like appearance. It sort of looks like a human skeleton with a just a bit more metallic.
Yep.
You can't really differentiate it from a human. Hanging off the head of this bipedal being is a somewhat human face. It sort of hangs off, and there's little bits of it dripping. It's not quite aligned properly either. In fact, it looks like a human face has been appropriated from other sources and reinstalled onto some mysterious being. And
Wow.
yeah, so this creature approaches you, and it's dragging a massive piece of rebar with a just lump of concrete on the top of it. And on the other hand, he has a quite stereotypical knapsack in a red and white polka dotted cloth. And when you see him, he says, "Hello, fellow humans. My name is WRX151, but you may call me Dub. I am human. Thank you."
Hello, WRX and others. Thank you for coming along to help us.
Yeah, so he just stole my whole thing, but I'm gonna go with it anyway. So there
What are
are
you gonna be?
definitely no robots here.
You guys are friends. You don't like being robots.
My name is Buddhatron. Buddha to my friends, because I'm trying to ditch the Tron. It's getting between me and my fans. I am, I'm essentially just a massive pair of pajamas, but it's spelled Pyjarmour, and it doubles as my armour. So I'm just wearing pajama, which looks like pajamas, but has like ceramic plates inserted into it, and doubles as my armour. I have mostly human appendages. Like you can really basically only see my hands and my feet sticking out of these pajamas. My hands are both human. My feet, one is human, the other is humanoid, a little more hair, a little bit orange, but you make do with what you can find. My torso is extremely box-like, and it's very obvious even through my pajamas that I am in fact shaped perfectly like a box. But it's not obvious to me that that's obvious to everybody else. My head is also has a humanoid face, but that's basically just a cardboard box with a human face drawn on it in texture, so not as high budget as Mushroom is. And I am rocking a massive plasma gun, and I have a set of traffic lights that I've torn out of the ground over my back with the lights over one of my shoulders.
That is so cool.
Alright, so these things climb off of the bus truck thing that's arrived. The driver basically does a U-turn and drives back away. They're standing there sort of quietly. One has introduced himself. This other one is your old friend here started to talk with this human thing. The self-proclaimed human, I guess.
Yep, we do.
Now, you guys have
We're not
been
racist here, we
given
don't
the
care.
basic idea. You need to get this truck to a place, collect the water, bring it back so we can sell it off to people. Yeah. You were standing in the town. It's dusty as full frig. It's getting to the evening now, so all of those lights along the landing of the airport start to blink orange and yellow all the way down. All these people start to rush out to their market stalls and stuff because the nightlife in this town is it's how a lot of the business runs, because they kind of base it around the lights. It's time to go once the lights are on. During the day, they go out, do their scavenging and whatever. And then during the night, when those lights start blinking, it's time to get to business. It's party time. All manner of people come out. Bird-like people, animal people, humans, mutated humans. There are some other robots or synths walking around, and some other
Disgusting.
strange things.
Way better to be human. So it's getting to party time, is that what you're saying?
People are just coming out to do business. You two were having a discussion. Feel free to do that.
Sorry, but are we supposed to be... well, I guess it's D&D. We can do what we want.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to be leaving soon? Did we talk to Mr. Mullet about that, or...?
Basically, he said, as soon as your people get here, get out on the road.
Yeah, right, okay.
Who's our primary contact?
Well, it's us.
Us two.
Us two.
And then there's the
contacts
truck
to Mr.
driver.
Mullet.
Oh, we got a truck driver.
Yep.
But
In addition to it, we're not driving this one.
can you?
Yeah,
drive
you
truck?
see... Okay, so
Can you fit in the driver's seat?
as you fit the radio, you see...
This box.
You see this guy walk up. You've known him for years. Biff, his name is. He's a cactus, basically. Just a large cactus that sort of comes out like this, and then around to the top, and at the very top there's like a little pink flower on his head.
So he's a succulent.
But he's got spines all over him.
Like a succulent, yeah.
Yeah. He has legs that kind of look like 4 roots that are grown out quite thick, and he sort of scuffles along quite quickly. When he walks up, a little spiny arm made of the same root material comes out and then opens into 3 fingers, and he's holding a spanner in one of the hands as it comes out, and he's got no eyes that you can see, but he's just like, "Hey guys!" And then like you see the green flesh just kind of like rip open, and then there's some teeth in there, and he's like, "Oh, sorry guys, that's a bit better. Are we gonna get on the road? What's going on? We're waiting for recruits."
Well, yeah, we're getting on the road quick. We're fixing up with your new radio. I'm gonna have to run around and check out the tyres. The new recruits here. We've got 3 humans actually. We're a great asset to the team.
Yeah, I'm ready.
We got Buddha, we've got Dubs, and we've got Julius.
I don't like Dubs. I think I'm going to call him Rexy. That better. For some reason.
Sure, yeah, we got Rexy, Buddha, and Julius. We're all going in the same vehicle, or there's the 2 vehicles?
I mean, I'm gonna drive like usual, and you can climb on the back of the truck and just make sure we get there.
Yeah, right, that sounds good. Wait, guys, the plan is we just jump in the back of the truck and we'll get there. You guys good with that?
Wow, that sounds pretty easy.
Affirmative.
Yep.
Sounds like a plan.
So I think that from here, Dungastown, we can travel along the highway. Now the highways are pretty dangerous. I haven't been in these parts, and you guys look like wild travelers. So you're going to have to give me your opinions on this. We can travel from Dungastown, east, along the highway, through Creepy Canyon, and then we head up sort of north, the direction of north, to Flom. I hear it's a nice place. And then we can continue up past Long Walk, where they say it's really difficult. Long walk. Long walk. That's what it says on the map. There's a place called Crosswater. They can take the truck across. That's what the people tell me here. We put it on a thing, and it travels across the water, over across the other side, to
A raft.
Look here. I don't know what it.
Well, then you guys, they'll work things out. Like,
I don't know what they're called. I know trucks, and I know areas that don't get a lot of rainfall, and that's about it. Okay? So don't give me any of this smart people stuff. We can cross to there's a place there called the other part of Crosswater, and then off to C6 City. Here's the map. Have a look.
Do you know where you're going?
Kinda, I guess. We can follow the roads and the signs, maybe that's the most easiest, but
Have you been to C6 City before?
have you been there? Because we came on the same truck, dickhead. I mean, sorry. I just get really angry when people start questioning me a lot. And he sees his spine start to like stick out more as everyone starts asking him questions. I'm just a fucking truck driver. Please.
Isn't the truck driver's job to know where we're going?
Someone can navigate for me.
Deal with this.
Yeah, no, I've got it.
And he climbs up into the truck, and you see his head just go inside the truck. It like wobbles a bit, and you hear the engine.
107.5.
Okay, so is there seats for us in the truck, or is it like
No,
we have to sit in the bit that's going to have water, so on the way back we're swimming?
Where the fire truck that was cut off.
Yeah.
So there's a cabin behind it with probably about 2 people's worth of seats, and then there's a section with all the different containers and stuff all chained together. You can probably fit in there.
Right. Okay.
I'm definitely a people, so I belong in the cabin.
I don't really
Sure,
care.
whatever.
I'll ride on the roof.
Climb back with baggage.
I'll go the same way as the weasel.
I'm
Take the
just
seat.
at the back. I get in the wagon.
Will you by yourself? No.
No one wants to sit in the cabin with you.
Alright, Buddha's by himself in the cabin, everyone else is in the back.
You were all travelling along out of Dungastown. You're travelling along the truck. I mean, you're travelling on the truck,
along the truck.
along the track, on the road, on the pavement. You pass by burned out shells of cars, overpasses that have collapsed, and in between, you come up to this section of the highway that flanked by these two large mountains. Over the highway, there's like a walking bridge. On this walking bridge, there are all these large panels of metal that have been all welded and bolted together to create like a basically like a wall. You see barrels of fire leading up to it, barrels with burning fire in it, and loud music playing off from the wall.
Is it quite nice?
As you guys, it's like there are still like you can still see the sun setting and dusk.
Cool.
You notice that there are these poles that have been set up along the way with speakers. And as you're arriving, you hear a voice being like,
Remember to pay your troll toll.
as you drive up, and it sort of echoes throughout the speakers. And then you hear, we have a visitor, a truck of some sort. Pull up to the gate and we shall meet you there. As your truck sort of slowly stops, maybe like 50 meters from the wall, you see like this hatch open up. And then a guy walks out. He's carrying like this pitchfork, and on the end of the pitchfork there are like welded extra long spikes that go up. And on the two outside spikes, there are these huge candles that have been placed on, like candles like this long, like this wide. And then on the center one, there is a skull. It's got paint all over it. The skull, blue, orange, yellow.
So it's
green.
useless as a pitchfork.
Yeah. And
Okay.
he walks up, and he's this quite large, overweight fellow. He has a humanoid body. You can see mostly he's wearing like overalls, sleeveless ones, very hairy arms that when they come to this point, it's like bare skin, looks red, like it's been burnt in the sun, very long, dirty yellow fingernails. The overalls have been cut off into little shorts where it's hairy to about his knees, and then it comes down to this completely hairless legs where he's walking on what looks like stumps. He doesn't have any feet at the bottom. His head is all hairy up to his neck area, and then it's like this baby-looking head. Very thick eyebrows, tiny little beady black eyes. He walks up, and as he approaches you, you see these two like antennae-like things pop up with little eyeballs on the ends of them. And he's like, you want to pass through a creepy canyon, I see.
So Barry scampers up from where he was in the back of the truck all the way to the front, up to the cabin, sitting on top of the cabin, looks down at Biff and goes, Oi Biff, did we bring the troll toll?
What does he want?
The troll toll!
I don't know what he wants. Go and ask him. I'm not going to get out of the truck. Okay. He hasn't been here before. I haven't been here. Yeah, you're right. 1 second, sir.
Alright, hey, I'll scamper back to the guys. Wait guys, we want the troll toll. You want to go for a chat?
Oh, come on.
You ever been in this area of the world before? You know who these people are?
I've got a 17.
No. But you've seen this type of mutated person before. Generally people with this these head prong things, they trust nobody. They trust no one. That's what you get from the situation with a 17. They don't trust people. They're always looking behind themselves and such.
Okay.
Dub,
So we pay him off with something and then we're gone. Right?
Yeah, no, that sounds like it's planned.
We're not here to make friends.
Are you guys?
No, you want to talk?
Are you guys gonna come?
Wait, Jonesy,
I'm gonna go
Julius.
talk to him.
Or any of you other humans? Nah, Jonesy, you and Julius go.
All right,
Sure.
come on, Julius. So what is the troll toll?
As you guys climb down off the truck and make your way up to this big guy wearing these green overalls and he's got his bald baby looking head and face and his eye stalks and hair hair in places. He's like, yes, the troll toll.
Look, usually people like to trade bullets out here. Whether they trade them from gun to body or from hand to hand, not my deal. But I'm thinking we've got something to trade, something valuable you've got that I might want, and I've got something valuable moving through my wall that you want.
I'm more than happy to give you one of my bullets. Right in the heart. Should I roll an intimidate?
Yeah, roll intimidate.
18.
Look, I don't want any trouble here. I don't want any trouble at all.
His eyes are like looking all over the place, and you see one turn back to look behind his head, and then turn back to look at you.
I don't want any trouble.
That's true.
My boss, if you shoot me here, he'll close these doors and you won't get through. You'll have to go through the mountains. Good luck with that, you fine-smelling bastard.
That's right, I have a pheromone.
Oh, yes, I'd like to have you make me moan.
Wait, does that add to intimidate? Not really, surely not.
Your pheromone?
Yeah, damn it.
No,
So
persuasion.
close. Maybe I should have tried to charm him. You asked for the bullet.
I just merely discussed how currency works out in this scenario. Usually people pay with bullets, but trading is fine. Trading is fine.
How many bullets is it typically to go through one way?
300.
What about the promise of a return trip?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
You don't
Did you hear something? I didn't hear anything.
It's one of my
Can't have chickens.
one of my friends.
He picks out like a small little radio.
Here.
He holds out like a token, like this, basically a bit of plastic that's been cut out in a circle from a lunchbox. It's got like a little cartoon character on there.
You bring that back to me, and I'll guarantee you get to come back through. No problems. You and your truck.
What does it cost to take this with me?
300.
I'll climb back up to talk
You
to
hear
Barry.
a voice in your head at that stage going,
Oh yeah, 300 bullets. I can hook you up with that.
Yeah, I'll climb back
I'll get
up.
one of the boys to carry it over soon.
He said it to me.
Wait,
no,
what?
to Julius hears a voice in his head
Ah,
that was just what I said just then.
alright.
I believe we have 300 bullets that we could trade.
Yeah, I think
Fantastic.
I'm afraid my weapon is energy based. I don't do bullets.
You guys would have been given a certain amount of bullets for bribery and
I mean, we have a
stuff.
crate of bullets.
As currency.
A crate.
Back in the back of the truck, Barry's scamping around and finds his full ammo crate of like ammo.
Yeah.
And gets a box. 303, 203, 777, 600. And he pulls out a one that he doesn't care much about, and he chucks it to. No, he passes it to one of the humans, the boxy human.
Hey, carry this over the troll. Troll.
I
Your friend's too
take
skinny.
the box and
What
I
is?
stiffly and whirringly get out of the cabin and I walk over. Here you go.
Oh, delicious.
Pops it open,
Yes.
closes it,
You've got a deal.
talks in his little radio,
Back in the truck. Let's go.
and then the big roller door thing goes and opens up, and you can see through to the other side of the highway.
Hey, Barry, I hope Mullet actually pays us back for this.
Yeah, no, it's been good before. Generally, he should be.
Up and down, you never know.
You travel through the checkpoint and make your way across the highway until you get to Flomp, the town of Flomp. So as a little turn off from the highway, you see this town, a collection of shanties that are built on stilts, quite high above the ground. there, underneath the stilts, there are all of these ruins of like what looks kind of like might have been a gas station and a general store, some houses, maybe like a ranch of some sort off to the side. But it's all decrepit. Like it looks like something has exploded there. Most of the things have their bricks sent flying out in all directions, and the shanties built on stilts. And then they're all the shanties out on like different platforms of various heights above these ruins. Do you want to stop there at Flomp? Or do you want to keep going?
Do we have any issues with supplies or anything like that?
Fuel is topped up. You're fine.
Doug wishes to stop at Flomp.
Wait, Biff, we're stopping at Flomp.
We don't need to stop at Flomp.
Dub requires a stop for sustenance
You need to buy
for
a
my reactor. I mean, I need nutrition for my stomach.
Sorry, Rexy. Didn't we bring food along?
Do we have in supply alcoholic beverages?
I don't think we just got that in the truck.
We can pull over, fine. You guys pull into Flomp. Shh. There's this big like an elevator on pulleys that drops down. There's a bunch of guards on there. There's like a big emu looking dude. It's like an emu, but then his head is like a human's head. And he's like, "Hey, what's going on, fellas? You coming in? Can't bring the truck up. Not enough room on the elevator. You can come in, or you?
We require access.
Yeah, you can come in. Just be nice.
We will. Affirmative.
It's a nice town. Don't bump anything too much because one time there's this big guy, it's kind of like a big frog dude. He bumped one of the houses and a bit too hard and he wobbled, and if you look over there, it fell over.
Attribute bump house is negative.
That's cool. Hey, I like your outfit, man. Looks cool. Like your face mask thing. It's cool.
Thank.
Cool. Yeah, climb on. Come up. We'll get this going, guys. Come on, man. Come on. Hurry up! Hurry up!
Climb on.
You climb on the elevator and he starts to pull this chain. Slowly but surely you get to the top and you see Flomp, and there's lots of shanties and stuff. There's this large building in the center on the biggest platform, and kind of looks like an old like a Western saloon. It's got those swinging doors, and the double floors and lights piling out into the dark night of these, this orange light bursting out into the street, and lots of cheering and chanting going on there. Then over in the sort of through an alleyway as you walk past like the town center, which has like a fountain that looks like it's been pulled up out of the ground and brought up here. There's no water. It's just like literally a bunch of earth and then a fountain, and it's just like got a lady with a vase tipping it, and there's just no water coming out. But as you pass it, you see down an alleyway that there is another bar. There's this green lantern swinging, and it's called the Salty Dog. Looks a bit seedy.
So it's a real Green Lantern, or is it like a neon Green Lantern where it's like the two pictures?
Looks like it might be a green candle, like a green flame in there.
Cool.
Hey,
It's like
Jonesy,
me.
looks like you. Let's go.
Yeah, I think this is my kind of place.
We Dubs, you could probably get some of that sustenance you're after in this place.
Dub seeks tavern.
You go to the main tavern,
You boys
which
good?
doesn't have a name, or the creepy Salty Dog place.
Salty Dog, please.
All right.
We're going to the one
go
that
there.
looks
Or
like
you want
me.
to venture off?
This one's got character. Go to that one.
All right. You end up at the front of the Salty Dog. It looks like just a slightly larger shanty that people have made into a tavern or a bar, probably. Out the front, there is the sign, which is just a bunch of highway signs that's been cut up to say the Salty Dog. And then there's a lantern out the front that's swinging, and you can see that it's actually sitting on a frame that's built onto a mechanism that is making it swing. It's not just constantly swinging because of wind or anything. And there is a candle inside there. The flame isn't moving, so it looks like it's probably one of those battery operated candles, maybe from a place called a J-Mart or something like that. You can get quite cheap. You walk inside the tavern, and there's a bunch of big burly figures sitting around drinking, and they all turn to look at you as you walk in. And there's a barkeep who is like a centipede person. Long black dreads on the top of their head. Everything else about them is centipede though. And he looks and he's like, "What the fuck do you want?"
Hello, fellow organism. Me and my compatriots require sustenance.
Very well, but I need to know one thing. Are you tough?
Affirmative.
Are each of you tough? Because this place is for tough people only.
Yeah,
And
we're
salty
all
dogs.
tough.
You have to be tough or salty to get in here.
We're all here to protect a shipment of water. We're tough.
A shipment of water, you say, huh?
Well, we don't have it yet, but yeah.
Oh.
Could I please just have a glass of tap water?
You want water? That's the
Yeah.
most fucking expensive drink in this place. But yeah, you can have it. No problem. Give me one moment. Are you tough or are you salty?
I'm tough enough. I can handle myself.
Cool. Alright, you're welcome then. Come in.
Take his word.
He scutters up over the wall on the roof into like a small hole to the side of the building. A few moments later, he comes out with like a bottle of Mount Franklin. The bottle's quite worn and it's scratched. There's gaffer tape wrapped around it. And he cracks the top. You sure you want this? It's gonna cost you.
It was my understanding that any establishment that served food had to also serve water in a complimentary, free fashion.
You want the free water? Fine. He puts the lid back on, and he puts it behind the counter, and he reaches underneath, and then he pulls up just like a big glass pitcher, and it's just full of this murky brown greenish water, and puts it on the table in a cup. That's your free water.
Do you think this will be good enough for Mullet?
Fellow organism, I believe you must stop. Do not drink the glowing water. It will be bad for your health.
Does he do that before everything he says?
Shut up, Moss.
Can I say hello to the listeners? Hey everyone, just want to let you know Cortain's a dick.
We knew that.
This is Little Moss speaking, by the way,
Yeah.
if you didn't know.
Have a nice time.
He's got a Dorito in his hand.
Alright, I'm also appreciating some of the voice play here. This is nice.
Cool.
This is much better than the actual podcast. Alright, I'll go now.
Can I have a Dorito? Can I have a Dorito?
It's a
Can I have a
half-eaten
Dorito?
one.
No, not that one. I want a different Dorito.
This is for me.
Is that a CC or a Dorito?
Okay.
Doritos. I mean, the CCs were cheap. That's why we bought them.
Hello
Anyway,
everyone, have a great time.
I mean, we need far more than just that much water for Mullet.
If it's free, we could just keep coming in and out and ordering more free water.
He wants the expensive stuff.
Yeah, no, we're getting purified water, not just scungy stuff like this. Purified, pure water, not that.
This is radiation water. Humans can't really drink it.
No, you're right. We cannot.
But I'll have a beer. What have you got?
I've got a beer.
What beers?
A beers. It's quite thick. He slides it to you. It's very dark.
I'll drink it.
One for myself as well.
Slides it over to you. As you guys have a few drinks and sit around for a bit, and so after you have these foods brought out to you, various sticks with appendages of animals and such, some tentacle tail, some lizards and hearts of things, large squishy eyeballs, and Doritos on a stick.
Love those.
Some of you which may or may not consume, I don't know. You finally leave this tavern.
Before we leave the tavern,
Yes.
I'm going to have a chat with Jonesy. Wait, Jonesy, suss out, put some moves on some of the locals. Find out what the long walk's like. If there's any like trouble along the road, or what's the best way to get up to cross water.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Put the moves on.
Makes a lot of sense since I smell so good. Everyone's always happy to talk to me.
I want to see if I can find where it is that they're hiding all of the Mount Franklin.
All right, roll. You want to do it quietly, or you just want to?
Wait, do you have heavy armor or light armor?
I don't have any numbers, so I'll do it noisily, thank you.
All right, roll stealth for me then.
Okay, so that's a 3 minus a 1, which I lose a 2.
Also, roll an investigation.
That's good.
check
I'm
for
good
me.
at that. I'm good at that.
If we could get the dust on the table.
He rolled a 1. Fantastic.
That is a 1.
What's your total score there?
Okay, with the investigation modifier, it's 4.
4.
Which is much better. It's 4
Okay.
times as high.
So as you guys are eating and you're about to, you've been talking to some people, and you notice
I've been mingling.
you're mingling. You notice this sound of like crinkling of metal and crashing, and you look over your shoulder and you see this guy has climbed on the bar, seen that little hole the centipede guy went into, and has climbed his way up to it, and he's trying to fit through, but he's too large, so he's trying to push through to see where this Mount Franklin is. He's currently stuck in the wall, and the centipede guy's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Is he in the thing, or is he behind me?
He's behind you. If you don't get the fuck down, I'm gonna crawl up your ass. I don't know why he became Scottish suddenly, but
I appear to be stuck.
Hey, buddy, get down! What are you doing?
I appear to be stuck.
Julianus will come up to the centipede and be like, look, sorry, he was looking for the toilet. Just wondering where he could take a leak in this establishment.
deception.
Yes, I need to take leaks.
Leaking quite a lot. All over the floor. Deception is a charisma. It's not amazing, but that's 13.
13. All right. Fine. I can't remember this guy's voice now. What did he sound like?
Scottish.
No, it wasn't.
He became.
You can get the fuck down then.
Yes, I think it's closer.
I'll
I appear to be stuck.
I'll say, hey Rexy, come help me, and we'll both grab each of his human feet and try it.
It's not very strong centipede. He's wrapping his body around your leg, trying to pull you out, pull you down.
We'll help.
Dumb approaches.
Advantage then. He can't get you out.
My foot comes off. Like my human feet comes off, leaving some exposed circuitry.
In whose hand? Which foot?
In the centipede's mouth. Sits it on the ground. One of the big burly guys comes up to help you out. Fuck. Oh, that's not bad.
It's 12.
He pulls you free. You're on the ground.
Has anybody got my foot? I had this is to be explained very easily. I had a terrible accident when I was a child, and I had to have some surgery, and some circuitry had to be inserted into my ankle.
Long, segmented organism has your foot.
That checks
He
out.
slides it over to you with one of his small pincer-like arms.
I reattach it with one of my very human hands.
The burly guy who helped you down, he's like, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave, please.
I expected that. Fair enough.
As we're walking out, I will say to Buddha, I'll be like, we can't get all our water from here. We can't just steal it. We need to go to Seasick Town.
You're gonna quickly roll a persuasion and see what information you got.
Sure. Persuasion. That is not trained, but I get plus. Persuade. What's advantage? Oh, cool. All right, persuade. Yeah, cool. 16.
16. All right. As you climb in, you leave Flomp.
Yep, that's what it was.
You leave Flomp. You get in the truck, and he's telling you on the way down about how Long Walk is a section of like desert-like terrain, but there are lots of it was like a really massive highway, and so the whole highway is just all vehicles. In ancient times, all the people were leaving somewhere, probably the Skeleton City, and they were on their way out of the area.
Did you say Skeleton City?
Yeah, there's a place called the Skeleton City.
Is this City of Revenants?
You're not sure.
Oh, okay.
And all of the cars were all caught in traffic, so you can't get a vehicle on the roads there. You have to go around.
So it's just like all abandoned cars.
All abandoned cars on the whole stretch, which is a kilometers and kilometers of just cars. You have to drive along the desert area, which is pretty dangerous because of like dune beasts and some raiders out there.
But was this known? Our war truck can handle it. And
Yeah, we knew about it.
We expected it.
The truck can probably travel along desert, but maybe not difficult rocky terrain.
Okay.
Definitely not over cars.
Like desert tracks, though. We are out.
Yeah. They've got big tires, off-road tires on them. They're a little deflated, so there's more surface area for the truck to crawl along with.
On the scene, nice.
Yep. You back your way in that direction
Yeah.
until you come across the highway as it goes from like 2 to 3 lanes up into like a 5-lane highway. As you were driving along the 2 to 3 lanes, you noticed cars were like, spotting here and there and then getting more dense until you start to merge into all of the 5 lanes on either side. And then you just see a never-ending line upon line of rusty, bombed-out vehicles. Windows all smashed, skeletons sitting in them like this, like they're in shock. Skeletons half crawling out of the cars, fleeing. Their bones almost just completely gone for some of them that are out in the weather. Others that are inside the cars are a little more kept. Then you see like some trails that lead off the highway into the desert area.
I feel like I'm back in Baghdad.
You didn't say,
Not me.
what happened here? Do you think my wife could be here, Barry?
Yeah, I was thinking about that actually.
Does your wife often leave this kind of carnage?
No, she might have been traveling. I don't know. I died first.
So, for this segment, I want everyone to roll it's a skill challenge. So everyone roll a skill. I don't want 2 people to roll the same skill. Let's go anti-clockwise from Levi, around that way. We'll get 2 rounds of it. And then once it gets to you, Curry, you roll again and then we'll go back. But on the way back, you can use the same skill as somebody else, but not the same skill as what you used the first round.
Cool.
So, truck heads off the roads.
Stars.
Yeah, the truck heads off the roads onto the sand. The sand, it's a little bumpy. Then you go down a hill, it gets a little smoother. Lots of sort of like large hills that lead to a plateau for a little bit and then down. It's a lot like that.
What's our objective? You said roll skills, but what we...
The aim is to get
Crosswater.
across water through the desert.
So we've just got to navigate through a dangerous desert.
And as things happen, I will the scene will change.
All right, so as we're driving along, we hit a couple of potholes and speed bumps, and one of the mud guards, or the armoured plate of the fire truck, dislodges and starts rubbing against one of the tyres. So if it doesn't get stopped, it's going to pop one of the tyres. We've got I don't know how many tyres you got. You've got at least 2 for each. At least 4 wheels for each axle.
Tyres, yeah.
Yeah. So, but there's metal and rubbing on one of them. So I'm going to use acrobatics to scale down the side of the thing, and with my tyre iron, just smash it, jam it off, and get it off the tyre. So that chunk is gone, but it's no longer damaged the tyre. No, I'm not.
It's not going to go well.
I got a 6 to do that.
So after about, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes of travelling, you hear that sound. You go underneath to fix it, you're smacking it away, and then you notice along the side these lumps pop up underneath the sand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On one side you look over, a couple more, and they're like coming in towards closer to the truck. You aren't paying attention, and you're smacking it away, and then like 2 of the wheels on the one side just bump, and they just start rolling away. The truck just like kind of like grinds a bit on the like hits one of the dunes and slows down dramatically. Next up, you're looking out the window.
Yes.
You notice that the truck slows down a little bit. The cactus is swearing. Biff is swearing in a language you don't understand. And he's poking his head out the window, calling out to you. And then as you look out the window, you see like these lumps in the sand. And out of it pop out these little kind of like goblins, completely like pink, fluoro pink skin. They're wearing like lacy bras as goggles.
Yeah.
They have like bandit masks. Each of them have like a different coloured tuft of hair that they've like spiked up. All this sand is coming off of them, and there's like 2 per turbine. They're riding on these turbines with like little handlebars.
Like pod races.
Yeah, like kind of little pod races, but it's just a big turbine. And they're like, and the one on the back has like a spear with a big coil of rope, and they just start like throwing their spears, and they're pulling out like another one on this pouch on themselves, and they keep throwing it towards the truck. What do you do? What are you doing?
The things that they're riding on, would that be ancient tech?
Possibly. They look like turbines of some sort, maybe jet turbines or something.
Could I use, I don't know, maybe ancient tech to see if I can figure out what these things are and how we could possibly disable them?
Yep, absolutely.
Crit.
All right. So you notice at the front there's like a spinning fan in there, churning, maybe pulling air into the engine of some sort. You think, or it may have happened before. Maybe that's how you lost your foot. You're not 100%. Everyone else is not 100% sure. But if you stick something in those turbines, or throw something in there, or get something caught in there, the turbine should blow up, and any feet that go along with it.
Does anybody have any snacks or other things that we could throw into these turbines on the front of these machine things? I think that might end well for us and badly for them.
As you figure this out, you can throw something.
Okay, great.
I have roll a d20. Plus your dexterity.
Ooh. That's a modified 20, not 19, modified 20.
Nice. Get it, crit. What are you throwing?
So, I have an extra arm, you recall?
Yes.
So I reach into my backpack and I pull out a severed human arm and I throw it into the turbine.
Is that the extra arm?
But that's your mutation to have the arm. That's always with you.
Unless you throw it away.
Not anymore, just throw it.
That's great.
You throw this arm, and it goes into one of the turbines, which then just like explodes out the back, sending the little goblins flying through the air in pieces. The flame and the shockwave pushes a few other ones, and they smash into a dune and burn. And you hear one of them be like, "Fuck you!" Then, as you're looking out the window, smiling, you look back and you see the hand next to you, and it's like, "I will never leave." Speaking like a hand puppet, it's just there again, hanging out of your backpack.
Oh, amazing.
I know.
It pats you on the side of your face.
It's just...
All right,
There we
next.
go now, wee boys, don't let me down.
Are there any of these spears embedded into the truck yet?
No. No
Okay.
spears have hit yet.
So I am going to climb onto the top of the truck.
Yep.
Top of the canopy, and I tear up the side of the truck, the metal sheeting, and I hold that up in the air, ready to throw at whatever jet riding asshole decides to attack us.
Yeah, alright. What are you using?
Athletics.
Athletics. So, like, get up there and pull it off?
Yeah.
Cool. Roll.
That is a 22.
22. Alright, so a bunch of these harpoons fly out, and you tear off this big sheet that's the roof of the truck. You tear it off, and the cactus's head goes like out the top of it because he's kind of being compressed in there. And you lift up the roof, and all of these harpoons go into it, and you pull it like that, and all the riders go wow as they come off.
So I rip the ropes with all their spears.
Yeah, and it
just
pulls them.
yank them off the jet.
Yeah, and so the jets just go like whoa, sort of fly away to the left, and then just crash as all these goblins are then dragging, or goblin-like things, like dragging along the ground in the sand attached to your rope. So that's a success.
I will attempt to use my science. So I noticed a rather fatter sort of goblin boy riding a turbine that's, let's just say it's struggling. It's a little bit lower.
He's lagging behind a little bit.
Yeah, he's lagging behind a little bit. He's not making, he's not as high above the sand as everybody else.
Yep.
And I think, okay, if I can just get a little bit more mass onto that guy's not going anywhere. So I grab something heavy like a piece of metal or something, and then I'll throw it towards him and say, "Hey, catch!"
All right. What are you rolling?
Science.
Access. That's right. Science.
That will be let's just do some maths. 19.
All right. So you pick up the piss tub. There's like a large tub that you've been instructed to keep around. If anybody needs to pee, they piss in there, because Mullet Goth's hope is that if you take a piss, maybe that there's a way to clean it into water, and that's just extra water we can bring back, and then we know we can filter and change piss to water. And so you've been keeping it, and you're like
Depiscination plant.
you pick up the jug and you like weigh it, and you climb up onto the truck, and this thing's landing like behind, and you sort of calculate, all right, if I drop it now, you drop it, it bounces off a dune, and then he's just like and he catches it, and then he just like stop, the thing just goes, he catches it successfully, and the turbine just goes plonk in the sand, and he's just holding onto this thing of piss, which then just like tips all over him.
Yes, so worth it.
All right, okay.
We've used acrobatics, ancient tech, athletics,
Yep.
and science.
Yes.
Great.
So Julianus looking at the situation, and maybe some of the sand dunes that are coming up ahead, is going to lean over Biff's shoulder and maybe direct him or point out where the sand is really infirm using nature.
All right.
And that is 21.
All right. So you see a section that where maybe there was a lake that had dried up and it's created quite a solid section of earth. You head there. You point him in the direction. He drives towards it. As you're traveling along there, you start to see these bursts of sand puff up from the ground, and all of these eel-like creatures burst from the ground, and they start looking around, and they start to like snap at the goblins. The goblin things on the rider, they snap at the truck and stuff, but you can like successfully move through on the hard ground as the goblins move around to try and avoid these eels. Some of them get snatched up, but you make it through to the other side. As you're traveling through the dunes, all these goblins they're basically buggered off now. You guys got enough successes to not go through another round. And you make your way across to Longwalk towards Crosswater. So you see
across the water.
You see this town coming up. Looks actually pretty decent. A lot of buildings that existed before whatever happened here have been sort of remade. You know, there are some like double or triple story buildings and stuff like that. And then there's a huge like barge, looks like, that travels back and forth, carrying lots of things and vehicles and such. As you're coming up to it, you notice that there's this huge like oval cloud in the sky that's a bit darker than the others. Then all of a sudden all these lights start to shine down out of it. Biff turns these toggles and the headlights of the fire truck like pop out and rotate up to shine up towards this thing, and it's a huge blimp made of all these like patchwork blimp. And you hear a megaphone booming down.
Surrender your vehicle.
Forget his name.
King Gorgoth is claiming your vehicle as his. You'll be taken to his city of death and doom, and all your goods will be distributed amongst his people. If you are strong and smart enough, you will join us. If not, you will die.
And then all of these large chains start to drop down with all these hooks, and off on the hooks there are all these raiders of sorts hanging off them. Some are like orcs, some are humans, you see some elves, some mutates, some bird-like people. On one of them there is like basically a vine, and off the top of it there is a flower which opens up and there's like a face inside, and the vine's holding daggers. As it comes down,
Hey Jones, how invested are you in this job?
I'm not that invested. But
You other guys, how invested are you in this job? We can take them.
I care about my fellow organisms. I will fight until illumination.
we can't just ditch the fire truck. I mean, Mullet's been good to us.
Yeah, and Biff's pretty good, eh?
Mullet. Sure,
Yeah.
Biff's okay.
these hooks grip onto the fire truck.
I want to try and intimidate. I'll yell back up to them. I've been to hell. Your death camp can't be that bad. It's 15.
Look, we haven't been to hell, and we don't know what it's really like and stuff. So, like, I mean, you could definitely be right. That hold on.
Hey, do you reckon if he's been to hell and stuff, like, us, like, telling him he's gonna be killed, you reckon that's a, you know, like, do you think it's worth, like, a, no.
Man, just give us a truck. Just give us a truck, guy.
So, I mean, like...
So these guys are just sending on hooks towards us.
And it starts hooking onto parts of the truck and pulling it up off the ground.
So we're starting
Nah.
to lift off the ground.
Yeah.
Machetes.
I'm gonna whack someone with my hockey stick.
All of these dudes are coming down, holding onto the chains. Some of them have got guns, some have got weapons and stuff. The truck is slowly being brought up on these big, massive chains, like those of what anchors are held by ships.
How far are we off the ground at the moment?
A meter.
Double attempt to break one of these chains.
There are 6 all up. Roll strength.
That is a 22.
How do you break it?
I'm simply grabbing one of the links of the chain and just trying to rip it apart.
All right. You grab the link chain, and you just like snap it and bend it, and then unloop it so that chain flicks off. And then that vine guy, who's hanging off the edge, he's like, "That guy's clearly a human. How can he be that strong?"
Affirmative.
Holy shit! The truck is still slowly rising though.
Oh, right. So Julianus is going to grab his heavy shotgun, seeing the thickness of the chain and saying, no, this is not going to happen. He just points the gun at the truck itself, where the chain is gripping onto, just to try and damage it badly enough that it just rips it.
Roll a strength check.
Ooh, okay. That is fine.
Or dexterity, whichever one you got.
17.
17?
Yep.
You blast a hole in the steel next to the chain. Nothing quite happens. You just bang. You do it again, and then you blow a side of the truck off, and the hook just comes free.
Should we be doing checks, or is this combat?
It's coming. You are now like maybe like 8 meters off the ground now. So it's still bringing you up.
So there's still hooks or whatever.
There are still 4.
There's still 4 hooks out of 6.
So what are we not allowed to use?
Anything anyone else used?
Oh,
No, you can use anything. It's fine.
Oh.
This is not a skill.
Okay, Julianus is just going to go to the next chain.
Isn't it?
We're still going up, and everybody else is standing still.
I've got a sort of shotgun. I'm going to go do what Julius did
Well,
as well.
Are dudes riding down on the hooks? Like,
Yeah,
are they
that's
the
a good question.
lowest as possible, or are they like further up the hook, further up the chains?
They're like getting closer to you now.
So, like,
They're like climbing on the
chains?
if any
Or
dude,
are they on other chains, like hanging?
No, they're on the big chains.
Okay.
But as it's pulling you up, they're climbing down.
if any dudes are like getting
how
nearby,
long
I'm
is the-
smacking them.
You could probably reach one of them. There's an orc guy with a American football helmet on.
I will use athletics, possibly.
Yep.
You tell me. To try and climb one of these chains up towards one of the guys who's coming down and tear him a new one with my traffic lights.
All right, go roll it.
Yes, I love the traffic lights. No, you're not.
Okay, no, I'm not.
You've never played D&D before, so
15? That's right.
15. All right, that's a success. So you climb up, and then the orc's like, "Grrr," and he goes to kick you in the head, and then you get your traffic light out, and you smack his leg, and he's like, and there's just like bone hanging from his knee, and he's like, ah, as he touches his leg, letting go of the chain.
And then the green light comes on for just a second after it turns on.
Yeah, and he falls, and you go to your syrup as he hits the ground.
And after seeing that, ignoring my sawn off, I'm going to fly up to one of the guys who are high, and I'm just going to bite him in the wrist or the ankle, whichever one I think is easiest.
All right.
So you want to make an attack?
Yeah.
So that would be a 14.
The 14. That'll definitely hit him. As you bite him, he goes to swat you away. He jumps off and grabs onto you while you're flying in the air.
Oh, well, how big is he? What have I got?
Oh, he's the vine guy. He's trying to wrap himself around you.
Okay. So I tuck my wings in and plummet, and as I'm plummeting, I'm going to pop my gamma fuel generator. That's what I wrote down. Is that what it was?
Yeah, gamma fuel.
Nice.
So you're like diving to the ground. You see this. What are you gonna ferret?
Weasel.
You see this
Oh my
weasel
gosh.
falling to the ground. His wings tucked in, and then this vine just goes like, and then just disintegrates, and you hear like, as his head dissolves.
We going again, or you waiting for everybody to have their turn?
Everyone's had their turn, yeah.
No, I haven't gone.
Oh,
But
cool.
I can. Funnily enough, I'll follow Julianus and I'll be using science. I'll look at where the hook is hooking into the fire truck, and my heavy firearm is a big badass sniper rifle, and I'll be using that at point blank range at the correct point to disconnect the piece of metal that's holding the hook. So, just got to shoot that bit to clear the hook.
Okay.
That's up to you. No, it's not. It's up to Luke. But that's pretty good. That's 19.
All right, you found the exact weak point on the hook to shoot. Now you need to roll a dexterity check to see if you can hit it.
I don't like that. Isn't all of science just being able to figure things out? Oh no. That's an 8.
An 8. All right, you aim. You aim at the hook. You're looking down the sights. Right at the end of your rifle, you have taped on like a toy plastic bum, because you said it's a badass rifle, so it has this little bum on the end.
Absolutely.
Where the muzzle is. As you aim, you can see the hook. The hook is right there in your sights, and then you go over a bump, and then because you're being lifted up, and then you look, and there it is, and another bump, and then you fire, and the bullet hits the fuel tank, and the side of the truck just goes.
It didn't roll that bad.
I know, but I did.
Oh my gosh.
The truck's not exploded to pieces. The fuel tank is just exploded out the side of it. Yeah, there'll probably be no fuel left in the truck. But the hook is now free because it was attached near there. So the truck is now hanging by like 2 chains, right?
It's all that matters.
No, 1 chain. You didn't get rid of a chain. You got rid of
No, a person.
So there's 2 chains hanging like this. The truck's on its side from you blowing that last one off. The explosion, the flame, the heat goes up. So the flame goes up and it hits the side of this blimp, and a whole section of it just of this outside skin thing burns a little and crumples in. You hear all this shouting and screaming above as this blimp makes its way away from Crosswater, and as you guys are fighting and trying to break the chains, it's hanging now over some of the rocky terrains of the Oogle Crack Range.
So we've gone south.
So you've gone west. You've gone west. So you were at Crosswater. You've gone west. You're basically if we break these chains, we're just going to fall into the mountains now. So you continue to break the 2 chains, and fall into the mountainous terrain.
We do not.
Which way is it taking us?
West now.
Carrying us west.
This direction.
That's
We want to go
kind
there.
of where we want to go.
Hey, that's kind of where we want to go. Let's just see where this goes.
So,
Guys, don't break the chains. We need those.
after a while, all of these goons from the blimp start climbing down the chains. You guys are fighting them off in a fantastic fashion. I rolled very poorly. And you guys have been rolling pretty well.
I mean, there's only 2 chains. That's a choke point.
Yeah, well, they're climbing down, and you guys are fighting them, blowing away with shotguns, throwing them off the edge,
Sniper rifle.
smashing the shit out of them with traffic lights.
Hockey stick.
Until you get to a point where you can see the C6 city. And the blimp is getting lower and lower and lower to the ground. So much so that the fire truck hits some solid ground. He's sort of kind of driving on two wheels. As the blimp is driving along, it nosedives into the water, ripping the two hooks out of the truck. As you guys roll to a stop, you see the blimp crash into the water and then just go like explode in a huge flame.
Oh, the humanity.
The truck is now on the banks of didn't give it a name, the seasick sea.
Alright guys, back it in.
I think we found some water.
Is it salt? What?
Yeah.
It won't start. The truck won't start. It says it's got no fuel. And he looks out the side. Fuck me.
Jones is just hiding at the back.
What the
Wait, Biff, it was... Some of the other guys must have smashed the fuel tank or something. We're going to have to fix it.
I reckon it was those guys with the hooks.
Look. It's probably... Yeah. Guys, start pushing. And you fix the fuel tank.
Affirmative.
Alright. Everyone who wants to push, roll a strength.
I don't want to push on help fix.
You can fix stuff, yeah.
I have int.
18. From
No, I'm smart.
Crit on the strength.
Nice.
Right.
Crit on a
Accidentally
fix
push the
check.
truck into the lake.
Yeah. 21.
Humans push backwards.
Oh no, you need to be fixing. Aren't you fixing it?
No, I'm not good at...
I am fixing. I rolled a crit. Crit.
You did not.
I sure did. Look at that.
going on
That is a 20. Look at the dice.
Is it a strength?
Are you messing with me?
Got 20 then from me.
21. Athletics.
Yeah.
2 crits.
And you're a 7. These three humans here, are pushing along the truck pretty amazingly. At first, it's really difficult.
I'm just jumping
But
up.
then the handbrake's taken off. So then it just kind of rolls along. You figure out that you can get one of the big jerry cans, a few of them, and then use a pipe to connect them all together. And then there's a little jerry can of backup for fuel, so you pour it in there and you figure a system to sort of jerry rig these jerry cans to the truck so it can get moving. You putt your way to C6 City, where there is a platform with all of these barges and boats and stuff. You drive onto the barge. It takes you across to the other side, onto this platformed city. This large set of platforms that are floating on barrels and large containers and what do you call it?
Woeful
Pontoons of things.
Yeah,
What are things?
no, you know those things that water tanks? Yeah, water tanks. Those big plastic water tanks, a bunch of those underneath of it. And it's constantly moving, and the water around looks really gross, like this greeny, brown, murky colour. You don't see any fish growing in it. It's just got strange plants that are growing out of it every now and then as you...
The desalination plant.
And then you see this huge city of shanties and all these different types of buildings that have been built here. And you drive your truck towards the plant. You get directed there by various people. There's a Jaguar guy. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a Jaguar with a trucker hat on, and he's like, "Yeah, go down, down there, down the road there." And you travel your way through, and you get to the plant, the good water, the make good water plant. And as you pull up, you see a familiar face. It is Mullet.
Mullet! There he
Mullet's
is!
off there, his lankiness. Guys, I'm very proud of you. Look, I was off, starting up a place, another small business, just to the west, a little further to the west, and I actually found out that there's a pretty quick highway from where I was to get here.
And where you was in Pakistan?
No,
Dungistan.
Dungistan?
No, I wasn't in Dungistan. That's where you would have came from. I was at this other place called Beetroot City. They didn't have any beetroots. Anyway, I've come here just to see how you guys were going. Look, the truck looks a little bit like shit. So, you know, I might have to take a little bit out of your pay for that.
We had to pay 300 bullets to get through a wall, so...
We can talk about that later, that's no problem.
Yeah, well, they cancel out.
We're getting paid?
Yes, we're getting paid.
Humans get paid.
Mullet, interjection.
Yes.
We require compensation.
You will be compensated for your time working for me, that is absolutely correct. You will be, yes, but we have to make sure we can get this water on board here, so you guys are going to start lifting some of these barrels on. I've just paid for it all, that's fine, don't worry about that. Quickly, really quickly, grab all these barrels, put them on the truck real quick, come on, quick.
Mullet, additional interjection. We require additional compensation.
All right, look, if you guys hurry up and grab this, I'll get the stuff sorted now. What do you want? You want any bullets or what?
So you definitely paid for this water.
Like I said, I have paid. Let's get out of here. Come on.
I'm helping. Get a crit.
What are you doing?
He rolled a very poor deception check. He hasn't paid for this. He may have paid the guard who was watching it, who is just now turning around going... a guy, like a human with a giraffe head. He's just like... with a hard hat on.
Mullet, interjection once again.
Oh, yeah, look.
We require additional compensation for your deception.
Oh, fine, alright, here. And he goes into his small side bag and he pulls out like boxes of bullets, and he just hands them to you. He's like, look, you get more later, I'll give you another 300, 400 more, I don't care, let's just get these on and let's go.
Legal tender accepted. Now calculating distribution, and I use science to determine how much each one of us is entitled to from the bullets based on our contributions to the research.
Oh my gosh.
So that is a 15.
I was gonna give you each like 300.
Accepted.
He starts handing out boxes of shotgun cartridges and 9mm bullets and 45 rounds, and he starts passing them out to you. He's like, now just put them in your pockets and get those barrels, get rid of these shitty old containers, get the barrels and put them on. Let's go.
Are there anything like forklifts or machinery to move stuff around here?
There is a thing called a tusk lifter, and it's basically like this two-legged fat elephant type creature with large tusks, no trunk. It's just got like a circular mouth for a hole, kind of like a leech with all these little teeth in there. And you can basically get on top of it, and there are these like little humps on the back of its head, and if you like slap on them, it will like turn in the direction. So like you've used one before. You can get up there and move it. Of course.
He's got your gigantic leash license.
Are there any other like rando like dock workers around?
There's the giraffe guy whistling, and then you see a few others.
So he's the security guard.
Yeah, he's got a hard hat on, and it looks like he maybe have a shotgun. And there's some other guys around, but they also seem to be just sitting on a bench, like with newspapers on, like sort of like looking at the corner of their eye.
I open fire.
No. I'll go up to one and I'll be like, you know, it would be really cool if someone could help us just load these barrels, you know. I'm just not that strong, but you guys look so strong, you know. It's just
the pheromone.
The pheromones.
All right, roll the persuasion.
Damn it.
You can roll again. That was cocked.
Oh, that was a 19, mate. All right, so I don't know what's mine. 16.
16.
Did I get the whole crew?
4 of the 5 get up. There's one woman who's
I just
like,
wanted one.
she moves the newspaper down, and she's got like kind of like a snake-like face, no nose, little slits, snake eyes. She's like,
So,
she's like,
Great, we can't upload this now.
you can explain that.
she's like, I'm not helping you with a thing. And then there's this big elephant guy, and he walks up and he's like, yeah, sure, look, this guy paid us just to go on break and not pay attention to anything, but I mean,
I don't know, it'd be really cool.
yeah, look, I know you don't look like the biggest of fellow, I'll give you a hand. And then he walks over and starts looting it, and a couple of the other people do. Yeah, there's the elephant guy. There's a like a typical box robot from like the 60s, with like Lego pincer hand things.
Just a little
Get a
bit.
load of this guy.
Just a little bit similar to Buddha over here.
He's not even wearing any pajamas.
And they start loading stuff onto the truck, and Mullet Goff is like, okay guys, I'm gonna get in my car, you get in yours, let's just we'll go the way that I came from, we'll leave this way, just follow me. He gets in his like red sports car, turns it on.
Is there any chance that this car could be flying? Or it's definitely a road vehicle?
It's got turbines on the side of it, so it can fly.
Does it look similar to an 80s Toyota MR2?
Yes, but it's red.
That's okay, they can be that colour.
Yep. But it's got a Chevrolet badge on the front of it for some reason.
Oh, do not like. No, that's okay.
But a big one. It's like 1 meter long.
You know what? The bow tie.
Mullet.
It's all right.
For the sake of our arrangement, we require you to travel with us.
Oh, I will. I'm just going to get in my car so that I'm not leaving it here.
We're gonna convoy.
Mullet, in our vehicle,
Look, I'm the boss here, man.
we have
you can't be telling me what to do.
luxury.
You can't be telling me what to do, man. I'm the boss here.
Hey, come on, Rexy, you're a new guy.
Hey, tell him.
Yeah, he's a new guy.
Mullet,
What are you worried about? Let's go.
if you do not comply, I will grab both of your ass cheeks and turn your colon inside out.
Look, mate, you're fired. That's it. You're done. And as he's saying that, you guys notice a bunch of robots running out of this facility, and on their head there's some robots, and then there's some some mutated humans. You have extra eyes and extra arm and stuff, and they've got these helmets with like a little light on top, and it's flashing. And they're like, stop! And the robot's like, stop right there. Thieves, stop! And they're running after you.
Is going to turn his elephant leech creature around and just get it to vomit whatever barrel it has in its mouth out at his, and then slap
Animal handling.
slap like two mounds to just get it to run. Animal handling. Ooh, that's 6.
It's not great.
6?
Not great.
You mean you didn't train it?
You slap it on the ass, and it turns to you, and it just shoots the
Buy me a drink first.
shoots the barrel that it has at you, knocking you to the ground, and then it just runs off in a random direction. But the people are charging after you, and he's like, look, man, we can talk about whether you're fired or not later. I said you were fired, but it's a very stressful situation. Look, if you're worried, get in my car with me, get in my Chevrolet with me, and we'll go, man. Let's not mess around. Come on.
Alright, guys, let's go.
Psychically, I tell Biff to gun it.
Alright, let's go. We all mount up.
Dub gets in the Chevrolet.
Yes. That's what it says on the back. I don't know if it is. Let's see. And then he puts
It's your car.
He puts his foot to the ground, the wheels churn, the turbines turn on, and it starts driving off. The truck follows it. You start speeding through the city, following this red little sports car with roll a d20 for me.
18.
18? Okay.
gonna roll off. No, that's not a d20.
Odds or evens?
I rolled 18.
Evens.
Your face comes off for a moment, and then you catch it, and then you look to see if he's noticing, and he goes to turn to you, and it's already on your still, it's back on your face. He's like, "You alright?"
Yes, no problem.
It's like
Here.
it's kind of skewed even more.
You're
You're looking through one of the nostrils.
Yeah, one eye is showing, but I straighten it up, and it's all good in the end.
As you guys speed out of the city, you drive onto a bridge that takes you over to like this area with all the barges. You drive on the barge. He pays off a couple of the barge guys who take you across the water to the other side. You see at the edge of the water, all of those guys with sirens. They were on push bikes. They pulled up next, like that, looking at you guys and like shaking their fists as their hats are going off and they're yelling thieves.
I want to pop one with my sniper rifle.
Yeah, I just open fire.
My plasma gun. I just.
You start firing into the innocent people of C6 City.
Okay, let's rephrase that. I don't want to hit one. I want to hit the bike. I want to just like knock a bike.
You start firing into the innocents and the security workers of the desalination plant of C6
Wait, are they
City.
innocents or security workers?
A little bit of both, you know. So we see this scene of these people like shaking their fists at the dock, and then a crowd of people coming up, and like this little rat girl with her rat mum. He's like, "What's going on, mum?" And then it's just pandemonium as bullets and big blasts of plasma start firing at them. Things start exploding. One of the robots is like, "Holy fuck!" as he's walking away. The giraffe guy who came along, he dives into the water, and just like straight dives into the water as you guys stop firing.
Nick snaps these.
The boss is like, "Holy shit! What the frick just happened? Let's get out of here, guys. Look, you know what, man? I said you were fired. That, you know, the heat of the moment thing. I really appreciate your contribution to my business. You know, let's go back to the shop and let's talk about maybe some maybe a bonus, you know, or maybe you guys can do something a little bit more for me, a bigger job or something. I have something bigger on my mind planned."
I will assist for additional legal tender.
You can have some more bullets when we get there.
So how many innocents did I get?
15. You hit 15.
Thank you.
As you climb into the sports car with him in the Chevrolet, and you guys climb into the truck, you begin to drive off as the sun starts to rise, and then the truck stops and runs out of petrol.
I sorted that out. Nice, good.
All right. Sweet.
That was good. I like that.
It went a little bit longer than I wanted. I probably should have re-rolled.
D&D.
I mean, we probably should have re-rolled characters for you, but it was kind of fun. Just
Wait, so us in the sports car, where did we end up? Did we run out of
You were
petrol?
fucking
Oh, I don't know.
He just kept driving.
Maybe
What happens to you?
It's more legal tender.
Come back next time.
So I think I got all of the legal tender that everybody is entitled to, and whether I
or did you
distribute it to everybody later on is up to
Did
my
you just
discretion.
kill him and take his car?
That's also a possibility.
That would be a possibility.
I think I want the bullet that he's going to transfer to me once we reach his hub city.
Or maybe you guys continue driving for a bit. You notice that the truck hasn't been following. You finally turn around and you're wearing you're wearing a black suit with long black hair and a new face, and you're like, "Hey guys."
Hello, this is Mullet Job.
That other human left.
I know, that's not Mullet. Hey, Barry, should we kill this cunt? Alright, let's just put that there. Let's let's edit that out.
That was good. Good story.
Hey, thanks for listening to the show. Thank you for telling the show about a friend, or the friend about a show. Not sure which way it goes, can't remember, but we say it a lot, so it's kind of there. If you would like to find us on Facebook, if you use that social media platform, we are on there. You can search us up in the search bar part and right Beyond the Dice, you'll find us. You can find us on Instagram at Beyond the Dice. There's plenty of stuff going up there. Every few days I do like an aesthetic drop, if you will, on the story. Lots of cool old art or aesthetic styles that I like, I will place in the story. You can find images and the artwork for each show and all that sort of stuff on our social media. It's a good way of getting in touch with us is on Instagram, because I speak to a lot of my own friends there as well. We have a Discord. You can find that at our website, which is www.beyondthedice.com. Nice and easy and simple. If you do need that again, that's www.beyondthedice.com. It's got a bunch of links to our various social and other places there. You can find us on YouTube. Most of the episodes are up on YouTube also. Where else? What else? Store.beyondthedice.com. We have a bunch of merch over there, and it's not just our podcast-related merch, but it has got a lot of merchandise based around RPGs and sci-fi and stuff like that. So if you don't really like our logo that much, but you want to buy something that's kind of related to D&D, fantasy, and or cyberpunk sort of stuff, you can find it there. So head on over there if you can afford to buy a t-shirt. It would be amazing, because it'll help us grow the show and help fund this little machine we're running. Now, if you can't afford to buy a t-shirt or a bag or a cap or a mask for your social distancing and stuff, that's okay. Don't stress. Please don't feel too obligated to. Obviously, it helps us if you do, but if you can't, then it's alright. So what you can do to help us and support the show for free is by telling that show about a friend, or telling the friend about a show, or sharing us on various social medias, getting in touch with us. Let us know how you're enjoying the show and how we're getting along. We love honesty, and our reviews is a big one as well. So if you have Podbean, or if you have an Apple device, or whatever app you use, please review us or comment, and hopefully we will see it. If we do, we will, but if we do see it, we might even read it out in the show. Sometimes it ends up in the bloopers parts at the end of the episode, so keep your ear out for that one. What else do we have? Do we have anything else that I can share? I don't think so. Anyway, I hope that you're having a good old time out there in this wild world we live in. Maybe one day, we get to finally, our consciousness gets transported into a robotic body, and we can walk around the world and fight against other robots, and then if the robot body is destroyed, our consciousness goes woo all the way back to our bodies at home in the couch, where we're being plastered into and being fed with tubes or some strange thing. Anyway, enjoy your evening. I hope you like the episode. The next one will be the actual gameplay part of it, rather than just the setup and the character creation. So, bye! Thanks for listening once again.